This month I will celebrate my 50th birthday. The Britain I was born into and grew up in was still largely inhabited by the generation that fought World War II. I was lucky enough to know both of my grandfathers very well as a boy and as a young man, and my interest in military history was in no small part influenced by being told wonderful stories by these two wonderful men. My maternal grandfather had been born 2 weeks after the Titanic sank in 1912 and was a professional soldier for over 30 years. He served in Montgomery's 8th Army. My paternal grandfather, born in 1925, volunteered underage in 1942 for the Army and came of age in the jungles of Burma, fighting the Japanese. They both had much in common. You could tell that they had been soldiers. Even as old men, they stood up straight, were always well turned out, and were possessed of that friendly, quiet humour that all World War II veterans seemed to possess, born perhaps out of the comradeship of the shared experiences of war. They had both seen intensive infantry combat, and had of course killed men in battle, yet both were the gentlest of gentlemen. And then that special generation began to fade away, progressively replaced by a very different generation, and society has, I think, changed along with it. So it set me wondering exactly how many of the tens of millions of men and women that fought in World War II are still alive today in 2024. A special year, the 80th anniversary of many battles and operations, not the least of which will be the D-Day commemorations in June. The figures I give are compiled from many sources, but are by no means exact. They are estimates. Every day, hundreds of World War II veterans pass away across the world. If you were an 18-year-old soldier in 1945, you are going to be at least 97 years old, which is a sobering reminder that time doesn't take any prisoners. Like both of my grandfathers, most World War II veterans have long gone to the great parade ground in the sky, but enough remain to keep World War II in living memory still. I've selected 10 Allied and Axis nations and arranged them from most to least living World War II veterans today. Again, all the figures I quote are derived from official and semi-official sources, and are of course daily decreasing. Facts such as the level of health care in particular nations, or the levels of poverty, are important factors in determining longevity, not to mention diet, environmental factors, heredity, and so on. Sadly, I can find no up-to-date figures for France or Italy, and have excluded them from my list, but I'd be very interested to know from anyone who knows the figures. At number 10 is the United States. 16.1 million Americans served in World War II in some form or other. And at the last estimate in 2023, 119,550 were still alive, though it was noted that about 30 were dying every day, so this figure has of course decreased substantially. A sobering study has concluded that by 2035 there will be less than 1,000 US World War II veterans still alive. At position number 9 is Japan. During World War II, over 6 million served in the military forces, and coupled with Japan's well-known longevity and also its excellent healthcare system, it is estimated that around 100,000 Japanese imperial veterans are still alive in 2024. At position number 8 we have India. The contribution of the British Indian Army to victory over the Axis powers is often ignored today, but at least 2.5 million Indians fought in World War II. It is estimated that somewhere around 100,000 remain alive today. At position number 7 we have Russia. The Soviet contribution to World War II was absolutely enormous, numbering some 34 million men and women. Many came from nations that are no longer under Moscow's control, but it is estimated that some 75,000 Russian citizens are living World War II veterans, down from over 91,000 in 2023. At position number 6 we have Germany. It is estimated that out of 13.6 million who served in World War II, around about 70,000 remain alive today. This is due in large part to the recruitment of 16 and 17-year-olds and younger boys and girls being conscripted in the last year of the war as flak helpers, Volksgrenadiers, and so on. At number 5 is Great Britain. Out of 3.5 million who served in World War II, probably somewhere just under 70,000 remain alive in 2024. Currently, the world's oldest man and also the oldest male World War II veteran is British. John Tinniswood, born in 1912 and currently 111 years old. He served in World War II with the Royal Army Pay Corps. At position number 4 is Canada. Over 1.1 million Canadians served in World War II, and today it is believed around 8,000 remain alive. At number 3 is another British Commonwealth nation, Australia. Almost 1 million Aussies served in World War II, and today between 2,500 and 3,000 veterans remain alive. At number 2 is China, not modern communist China, but the army of the previous regime, Chiang Kai-shek's National Revolutionary Army. Within mainland China, sources suggest that fewer than 3,000 Nationalist Army veterans remain alive in 2024, and how many on Taiwan is anyone's guess. And at position number 1 is another British Commonwealth nation, New Zealand. Over 105,000 Kiwis served overseas in World War II, but as of 2024, only about 1,300 are still alive.